So let me explain you this chapter. Okay. So human eye in the colorful world, actually you very well know that we have a well complex, well defined eye. Okay. And in this chapter, what we're going to study is the defects in human eye, that most of the portion we generally have. Okay. Defects of eye, like short-sightedness, okay, sightedness, long-sightedness, okay, and we can say that the hypermetropia, myopia, or hypermetropia, or presbyopia, we're going to study, and the corrections and their correction, that how can we correct themselves, these effects. Okay, generally we are not able to see clear objects, okay, and this is due to the adjustment of eye lens. Okay, so let's talk about it in more detail, and this is very important chapter, so let's start studying. Okay, in the human eye and the colorful world, actually, if I talk about this one, they are the different part of the eye. Okay, let me explain you that. Let me take this picture. Hello Ajwad, how are you? Is human eye is coming in your examination? Ajwad, are you there? Is I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Stop this. This copying. Okay, so this is the human eye. Okay, now the human eye is approximately 2.3 centimeter in diameter. Means the diameter of the human eye is approximately 2.3 centimeter, 2.5 centimeter, you can say approximately. Okay, and it is going to have various parts. Let's discuss each and every one. The outer part that we generally see on the eye, that is a transparent crystal-like structure, rubber-like structure, that we usually have the lens we usually kept. So the in the eye, that is just a curve-like shape structures, the similar to that one, and that is called cornea. That the outer part is called cornea. Okay, got it. So cornea is the outer transparent part that protect the eye, or it is an outer part that is separating the eye, the inner part of the eye. Okay, the next one is inside this iris, means cornea, is the iris. Okay, iris is generally, you see that this black like structures. Okay, this is the structure. Okay, this structure is called iris, and different colors you see. Okay, like someone have brown eyes, we call brown eyes, someone have blue eyes, someone have black eyes. So this is the color of the iris. Okay, got it. So different colors of the eye is due to the iris. And what actually iris does, iris controls the opening of this spot, dark spot, that is called pupil. What it called? Pupil. Okay, so if I talk about the eye, let me show you on the images of the eye. Okay, iris. Like we have this type of images. Okay, you can see that different colors. Okay, you can see that this one is the color of iris, or this one generally have the some fiber like structure that you can see on the screen. Okay, and these structures help in adjusting the size of this opening. Actually, this is not a black like spot. Okay, this is a dark spot. Inside here is nothing. You cannot say that there is nothing present. It is an opening because there is dark inside the eye. So we see this as a black spot. There is no light inside there. For example, if you are sitting somewhere outside, and if you see in a room which is not having light, or this is dark inside that room, so you will not be able to see anything in that room. Okay, the similar is that this dark spot, this pupil, the light enter through this pupil. The size of the pupil, that depends, is controlled by this iris. So what is the function of iris? Tell me. That it help in the adjustment of the means of the size of the pupil. Actually, it help in the adjustment of the size of the pupil, that how much, if you are having, means if you are having low light condition, for example, so generally your iris will enclose, or will increase the size of the pupil. Okay, as a result of which, what you does, okay, you are very much familiar. For example, if you are sitting in a room, in a dark room, and someone accidentally gives a bright light on your retina, or on your eyes, then what happens? You generally close your eyes, or you just put your eyes, okay, you just closes your eyes. Why you are closing your eyes? Because at this time your iris have large opening, and more amount of light is entering into that iris, as a result of which this is making you uncomfortable, because that amount of light is not suitable for your eye. Okay, so what happened, for sometimes you generally keep your eyes closed. Okay, and after some time, then your eye, after some time, then your iris decreases the size of the size of the pupil. And when it decreases the size of the pupil, what happens? Now the low amount of light, means in the dark, in the region where there is more light, more less amount of light can enter. Okay, so this is the functions of iris. You can say that here, that iris generally control the size of the pupil. Pupil means the hole in the eye through which light enters. Okay, got it? Now you understood? Everybody in the class?
Yes, sir.
Abir, you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the function of iris. So iris is generally helping the eye, the means it is generally fiber-like structure that help or control the entering of light, that the amount of light that is entering the, okay, iris. Okay, now moving to the next one is this ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles, these are the, yes.
Will they, yeah, sorry. Will they sorry, ask us which part? Will they ask us about the parts of the eye?
Yeah. They will ask you the functions
But
of the
I
eye.
usually memorize all of it, or only certain parts of it.
No, only the certain part, like cornea, iris. Okay, like ciliary muscles, it will be asked. Okay, the some functions of the eye lens, retina, blind spot. Only some part of the eye will be asked. Okay, optic nerve, the most heavy written. Now what is happening? Now you know that this is an eye lens. I'm showing you, this is an eye lens. Okay, and this is just not an exact convex lens. Like you see convex lenses like this, but it is not just like this. It is in human, the eye lens is just like this. The convex lens is just like, and it is holded by specialized muscles that is called ciliary muscles, and it is holded by specialized muscles called ciliary muscles. And what does ciliary muscle does? Ciliary muscles help in the adjustment of the focal length of the eye lens, because this is the only eye lens that has variable focal length. Otherwise, if we have a lens of glass, then it has a fixed focal length. For example, if you complete this circle like this, okay, and if you complete this circle where the radius, this is the center, this is all the radius of curvature. Okay, for this one, and here will be the focal length. So for the glass lens, the focal length is fixed. But if you want to see the distance and the nearer by object, then you need to vary your focal length. For example, if your screen is fixed, okay, then what is going to happen? If the screen is fixed, okay, then for example, if you have a lens, for example, let me explain you here that if you have a lens here, okay, and this is an object placed here, and you have placed your, now the focal length, okay, this is the screen, that you need to make the image of that object here only on this screen. So if the object goes there away from this one, then the image may form somewhere else. Okay, but if you need to make this image of this object every time on this screen, then you need to adjust the focal length of this lens. Okay, sometime it may be greater, sometime it may be more, with less focal length. Okay, so it must means if you are seeing something, distant, something nearer, so your lens should adjust your focal length according to the size of the object, or we can say that where the images need to be formed. So this is okay. Now you understood. So how it is observed, and how can you say that how the focal length of the eye lens is adjusted? So it is done with the help of these ciliary muscles. The ciliary muscles that are helping. These are the ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles, and these are helping in adjustment of the focal length of the eyelids. Sometimes, okay. Now our eyes normally have is, if you see, you see that you cannot study for the whole day, but you usually used to remain awake, or we can say that you only sleep for 8 hours, and rest of the 16 hours you generally close it, open your eyes, your eyes remain open. So why your eyes are not fatigued? Why you don't feel means if your eyes open for continuous for 16 hours, then why it is not getting fatigue, or why you are not having pain if you are normally? But if you start studying some books for 2 or 3 hours, then your eyes generally get fatigued, you get a headache. Why it's happened? So can you tell me?
We look at the book closely. The ciliary
Because
muscle gets strained.
yes, study muscles, because our eyes are generally designed, means we can say that our eyes is especially designed to see the distant object. To see the distance object, the eye lens has means if we have the length of this eye lens, like for example this conditions, in order to see the object that is nearer to us, we need to adjust the focal length, we need to decrease the focal length. Okay, and for decreasing the focal length, the ciliary muscles pressurize the eye lens. It pressurize the eye lens, it make it thicker. Okay, thicker in size. So for continuous, if you are just pressurizing the muscle, the ciliary muscles are continuously pressurizing the eyelids in order to see the object that is nearer to us, then ciliary muscle get fatigued. But why didn't get fatigued when we see distant object? Because during that times the ciliary muscles are at relaxed position, and they are not creating any force or effort on the eyelids to adjust its focal length. Okay, are you understood? So our eye lens is generally designed to see the different distant object, and to see the object that is nearby, the ciliary muscles pressure the eye lens and adjust its focal length, decreases its focal length, and or press the lens. Or you understood now, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Now
sir.
moving to this one, the next one is the lens. Lens is a convex lens that make. Now behind this one is this region. This is the aqueous. We can say that aqueous part, or this is it's a specialized jelly-like substance that is fluid, that is filled in this region, that is called vitreous humor. Okay, vitreous humor exactly is a fluid-like structure, that is a colorless fluid that is filled in the eye. Okay, and that help in the transmissions of image or light rays, and our light when enter from this one, from lens, reaches to this region. Okay, to this region. Okay, now coming to this point here, here in this picture there is something incorrect. That is, let me explain you what is incorrect. Actually, you see here that this is a blind spot is given to you here. No, blind spot is actually for this eye is here. This is the blind spot. This is the blind spot. Okay, and now this, what is this? What is this? Is a retina. This is a retina on which, and this retina consists of light sensitive cells. When special light of suitable frequency, that is from we can say that the visible spectrum, means light is electromagnetic wave, like we have x-rays, like we have gamma rays, like we have radio waves. Okay, they are the different types of electromagnetic waves, but a special range of electromagnetic waves of wavelength 400 nanometer, of wavelength 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer, means 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. If the if an electromagnetic waves have this wavelength, then it is considered to be as visible spectrum. Visible spectrum. Okay, this is called visible spectrum. Why we are calling it visible spectrum? Because this only this region of electromagnetic waves, or this, if the wavelength, or if we can say that if the electromagnetic wave of this wavelength falls on our eye, then our eye responds to it. Our eye do not respond to X-rays. Our eyes do not respond to infrared rays. Our eyes do not respond to ultraviolet rays. Okay, they don't respond. They respond only this region, only this region. Okay, and this is called visible spectrum or visible light. Visible light is electromagnetic wave, and if a wavelength or an electromagnetic wave of this wavelength of this range falls on our eyes, then it will reaches to the retina, and retina have light sensitive cells. What retina have? Retina is we can say that retina is a screen on which image is formed. Retina is a screen in the eye on which image is formed, and this retina consists of very important light sensitive cells. Okay, so whatever we are seeing, the image of that object, for example, if you are seeing your laptop, your phone, or your chair in the room, so image of that chair, room, in your or your laptop, or anything that is present that you are seeing, okay, the image of that substance is formed on the retina of the eye, okay, and this consists of very important light sensitive cells that send the signals. These cells consist of some receptors that send the signal to the brain, and then brain interpret the what you are seeing actually, and helps you to see some objects. And moreover, you know that the real image is formed by the concave lens, convex lens. So the image that is formed is inverted image. Now you need to know that actually on retina, whatever you are seeing, that is the image of that object is showing upside down. For example, if you are looking a person in front of you, the image of that object is upside down on the retina, but actually brain interpret this one and help you to see the inverted image, or okay, or erect image, you can say upright image of that person. Okay, otherwise on retina, if a person you are looking, then the image of that person will be like up, means you can say the head will be down and the leg will be upside down images formed. Got it? You understood? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Got it? Got it. Now moving to this part, I'm saying that retina consists of light sensitive cells, and it interpret the message or the light that is falling on this one, or the image that is falling, or the image that is prepared on this retina, and then send the signal to the brain. So the brain from this eye, this is connected to the optic. This is a specialized, we can say that it is a optic nerve, okay, that is receiving the message from the eye or retina, and then send it to the brain, and here in this region, there is no light sensitive cell is present. Like we have this blind spot here. No, it is not a blind spot is not here. Let me show you the correct image of this one. Okay, blind spot is where there is no, from where the optic nerve is going out. Okay, so let me help you. Now you can see here that like this is a leaf. Okay, this is a leaf, and whose image is like this, but it is from upside down. It is from upside down. Okay, like you can see here. Okay, the image of this leaf is from upside down, and this here is called blind spot. This is called blind spot, from which, because it does not have the light sensitivity. This region does not have, from the region from which the optic nerve is coming out from the eye, that region, retina, or we can say that there is no spot, or we can say there is no light sensitive cell is present. So this region is called blind spot. You understood? Blind spot. Here, no, if image is formed over this one, for example, if like this portion, if the image is formed on this portion, you will not be able to see the image of that. So this object will not be visible to you. Got it? Got it? And this is called foiva. This portion, that in the previous figure, which is represented as blind spot, this is called foiva. And this consists of a specialized cell. Means here the sensitivity of light cell is much better. Okay. So if you see an object that is downside to you, means, for example, if you are sitting upside, okay, like for example, if you are watching a movie in a theater, then you generally, people used to watch the movie at, means there's a balcony show, okay, and or used to take the seat that is behind the screen, or means some so at some distance from the screen. Why we are choosing that one? Why we are not able to see that on the from the nearer to the screen? Because the creativity, or we can say that the more sensitive cells are present in this region. If the image is formed in this region, then we will see the more appropriate, or more clear visual will be available to us. Okay, and it will help us, means it will help us to see things more clearly or more betterly. Okay, so the if the image is formed at foiva, the foiva consists of, means here the sensitivity of the light cells is more. Okay, got it? Got it?
Yes, sir.
At
Yes,
foiva we have means the things. For example, if why you are able to watch the movies when you are, means you can watch the movies betterly when you are having your means when you are sleeping, or sleeping now means when you are on the bed and the screen is there, you can watch the movie. The TV generally we used to put at some higher distance. Why? Because when our eye is like this, okay, and TV is like this, so here the image will be formed at foiva. So when the when the image is formed at foiva, then we are able to see the object more clearly. So it gives us, means more comfortable feel. Okay, rather than sitting, you don't watch the movie. Okay, you generally right to if you are watching a movie, then you generally get on the bed and then watch the movie on the TV. Okay, so generally, so this is the thing. Now moving to this one, you are very much familiar that sometimes you see that there are the different types of cells. Okay, in retina there are the two types of cells. One is cone shaped cells, and another one is the rod shaped cells. The cone shaped cells are like, just let me show you the rod shape and cone shaped cells first of all. Okay. There are different types of cells, that like one is rod shaped cells, another one is cone shaped cells. Okay, on the retina. Ajwad, are you there? Ajwad, are you there? Your voice is not audible to me. There are two types of cell. One is the cone shaped cells, another one is the rod shaped cells. Okay. Have you seen sometime that when you see something in the darker room, you are not able to see the color of the objects? you are not able to see the color of the objects. Why it is so? For example, if you have, like for example, if you are having a phone, your phone, and there's a dark in the room, means there's no much light is present, okay? Or you can see if something is on hanging on the back of the door, you can see that the cloth is hanging there, okay, or the pant is, or the jeans, or but you cannot see the color of that one. Why it is so? Ajwad, are you there? Shweta, Amar, your voice is
Yes,
not
sir.
on.
Yes, sir.
Abir,
Uh,
so there are two types of cells that is present in the retina. That this is the retina, and this is, we are just having this one. One is the cone shaped cells, another one is the rod shaped cells. Like this one is rod shapes, and this one is cone shaped cells. Okay, this is the cone shaped cells. Actually, cone shaped cells are responsible for the color, color. Okay, cone shaped cells are responsible for the color, for showing you the color. Okay, and the rod shaped cells are responsible for showing you what the means they are less light sensitive, and they can show you the image. They are not responsible for color, not responsible for color, not responsible for color. So okay, and concept shall show you, we can say that is responsible for color, and they require high light intensity for their activation. Okay, for example, if you can see that when there is a dark in the room, you can see that the things are here. If some amount of light is coming from somewhere, so you can see that a glass is there, okay, on the bed somewhere on the bed. There is some other things that like your table lamp maybe there on your table, but you cannot see the color of that table lamp, that whether which color of that table lamp is it. Okay, now but you can see that this is the shape of that one. You can see the window, but you cannot see the color of the window. You can see the clothes, but you cannot see. They will look gray to you. Everything look gray to you. Why it is so? Because that times cone shaped cells are not activated. Cone shaped cells are not activated. These shapes are not, cone shaped cells are not activated. They are not activated. Okay. And if they are not activated, so the no color will be, because these cone shaped cells are uh, means they activate, they are activated in the high intensity of light. Okay, while the rod shaped cells require, they can be activated in the low intensity of the light. Okay, so when there is a low amount of light, then only the rod shaped cells work, and they are not responsible for the color. So that's why we are not able to see the color in the low intensity. Understood? Understood, everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is there any doubt? Abir, are you there? Abir, and Ajwad, are you there? Wait a minute. Done. Done. Now you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now talking about this one, let me explain you one more time that this will be given to you. The cornea is the outermost transparent part that you generally see, the transparent or bulkish part of this on the eye, the bulkish part. Okay, that is called cornea, and it provides the most of the refraction, means most of the refraction of the light, means it enters from light as enter from one medium to another medium. So most of the refraction of light takes place through this cornea. A lens, it is a composed of fiber jelly-like material, provide focus and provide the focus real inverted image of the object on the retina. This is a convex lens that converts light at retina. Okay. Now moving to the next one is iris. Iris is a dark muscular diaphragm that control the size of the pupil. Actually, the amount of light that is entering in the eye, it's controlled by iris. Pupil is a dark window, is a window. There is nothing on the pupil. We cannot say that it is a black color. So no, there is no black color. This is because it is a black spot between in the eye. Why it is black? Because it is showing you inside the eye, and inside the eye it is completely dark. No light is present inside the eye, so that's why it look like black in color. So we can say that a pupil is the eye of the window. It is a central aperture in iris. It regulates and controls the amount of light. Iris actually also control the amount of light that is entering the light, and the size of the pupil is controlled by iris. Okay. The next one is retina. Retina is a delicate membrane having numerous of light sensitive cells, and here the image is formed. And far point is the maximum distance that an object can see. Okay, that is infinity for an human beings or for the eye. Okay, and near point is the minimum distance that an object person can see without much effort. You can see an object up at a distance of 5 centimeters, but that time you need to focus hard. Okay, but normal vision, for normal vision, at least 25 centimeter distance will be there. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Got it? So what is the
Yes,
what is
sir.
the okay? So if I'm talking about this one is the minimum distance at which object can see most distinctly without a strain, without any effort. We called it minimum distance, and that is 25 centimeter. And what is accommodation? This is very importantly asked, that what is accommodation? The ability of eyelids to adjust its focal length to see whether something distant object or far object. You know that eyelids can adjust their focal length. This ability of eyelids is called power of accommodation. So what is power of accommodation? The ability of eyelids to adjust its focal length is called accommodation. Focal length can be changed with the help of ciliary muscles. Okay, now focal length of the eye is changed with the ciliary muscles. Okay, got it? So when ciliary muscles are relaxed, the lens is thin and the focal length increases. When the ciliary muscles contract, when ciliary muscles apply the pressure or contract, the lens becomes thick and the focal length decreases. Okay, this is a simple. Now talking about the defects of eye. Now you know that what would happen if sometimes, let me explain you here, that if it is an eye, if it is eye here, okay, and it like there's an elongation of eyeball is taking place. For example, this is a lens. First the retina is here, first the retina was here, but due to elongation, the retina reaches to back side. So if the retina is reaching back side, then the image was forming here. The image was previously forming here on the retina, but the retina has reached here due to elongation of eyeballs. So what is going to happen? What is going to happen? You are not able to see the object clearly because retina has, due to elongation of eyeball, sometimes the image is not forming. Image is forming behind the retina, means the sorry, in front of the retina, but not on the retina. Okay, so this can be a defect. Okay, so how it can be traced on what type of disease it is. Let me explain you here. So myopic means short-sightedness. Short-sighted means you are able to see the object that is nearer to you. It does not mean that you cannot see the object that is far from nearer to you. It means that short-sighted means you can see the object that is at shorter distance, and you are not able to see the distant object. Okay, the myopic person can see nearby object clearly but cannot see the distant object. This is called the myopia. And image is formed in front of retina. Image is formed in front of retina means due to elongation of eyeball, this generally happens. Okay, causes excessive curvature of eyelids or elongation of eyeballs. Okay, if there is an excessive curvature of eyeballs, means we can say that if the focal length, if the lens curves more, for example, the focal length of the lens decreases. For example, first of all, the image was forming like this, but if it curves more, due to curving, now the image will be formed because the power of the lens is increased, then this will be forming here. So actually the retina is here, but the image is forming here. So due to excessive curvature, means if the ciliary muscles is forcing, if the ciliary muscle is forcing the eye lens and its curvature, or due to inelasticity, you can say that inelasticity of the ciliary muscles, if they are continuously focusing the eye lens and the eye lens is not relaxing to its original position, then the focal length of the eye lens decreases, as a result of which the power of the lens increases. And the power of the lens increases, then the image will be formed in front of the retina. You understood? Everybody in the class understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is the myopic eye. Person can see the distant object. And how it can be corrected? The myopia can be corrected with the help of concave lens, by using concave lens. So this is the myopic eye and the image is formed here, but it should be forming here on the retina. But retina is here, okay? Retina is here. So what is going to happen? You are able to see the distance, the nearby object, but not the, for example, this is the, but you are not able to see the object that is far from you, okay? So you can see the object that is nearer to you. If it is nearer, you can see the object. But if the object is distant, you can't see this one. Okay, means the power of the lens is increased, so it is bending the at more percent. So how will you correct this one? You can apply by using this concave lens, by this concave lens. Okay, now what is going to happen? If this lens is coming, then it will increase this, the ray entering to this one. Means you know that if the power is increased, for example, concave lens has negative power, okay? The power increases, so, and convex lens has positive power. Sorry, convex lens has positive power. So when we have, let's suppose we have 0.5 power has been increased in negative, and if we use this lens of positive focal length, then it will neutralize this one. So concave lens is opposite to this convex lens. This is opposite. This is concave lens, and this concave lens is helping to see the object clearly. Okay, for example, this is here. So let me show you the correction images of this one. Okay, so draw these images on your copy, please. Concave mirror. Practice this one first. Are you drawing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ammar?
Yes, sir, I'm drawing.
You need to practice because these diagrams are important, okay?
Done, sir.
Okay. Now the correction one, do this one also. By using concave lens, you can correct this one.
Sir, can you explain the virtual image formed
Virtual virtual image where?
in the correction? It says virtual image formed at F.
Virtual image, because it, yeah, actually this lens is forming the, I mean, it is just creating, let me explain you that this, now your eye lens has made, means it, your eye lens has ability to see the distant object, okay? Now what this lens is doing here, this is bringing the, I mean, this is creating the image of the distant object to your near point. Let me explain you here that, for example, you are not able to see this tree that is very far behind, okay? And you can see, you are able to see the tree if it is here, the range of your is here, okay? So what this lens is doing, actually this lens is creating the image of this tree here, and this, okay, and now this tree is here for you, that you are looking. This is far, but actually this tree, this lens, this concave lens is creating the virtual image of this tree, and now this tree will be treated as object for you. The image of this, the image prepared by this lens, this will be treated as an object for you. Now the image of this lens will be treated as object. Now you will be able to see this tree, okay? Got it? For example, let me explain you one more time that, for example, this tree is very far away, then you are not able to see this one. Why? Because your eye lens don't have the capability to see this one. So what this lens is going to do, you are able to see up to a range of this one. For example, this up to this lens, up to this range, you can see the things clearly. If the object is here, you are not able to see. If the object is here, you are not able to see. So what this lens is doing, this lens is creating the image of this tree here, because you know that this lens always created the virtual image, and virtual image is of an object is, for example, if this is an object, let me show you the virtual image of an object is by this concave lens is formed on the same side as the object is. Okay, this is, for example, this is the object. Okay, this is the focal, and this is the focus here, and this will comes here. Okay, this is focus, another ray, this one, and the ray will be like passing this one, and here the image of this will be formed here. Okay, got it?
Yes,
Got
sir.
it?
Yes.
And since the diminished image is formed, so you see that this object is very far away. Okay, for example, if you see an aeroplane that is very far away. Okay, you generally without specs you see that the plane is small in size if it is flying. Okay, but if the same plane of that small in size just come in at a 5-meter distance or a 25-meter distance in front of you, you will see, because this time the bigger image of this lens of this object is creating as a diminished image here, and now this image is treated as the object for your lens, for your eye lens. Okay, for your eye lens, this image will be treated. So, I understood virtual image.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do this one. Done.
Yes, sir.
Now moving to the next point here is the correction. Says correction that you can see. Okay, now next one is hypermetropia. That is far-sightedness. Means the things. We can say that far. What is far-sightedness? Far-sightedness means that you are able to see the distant object, but not the nearer object. So in what condition this can happen? For example, you can see the object that is very far away from you, but far-sightedness means hypermetropia means far-sightedness. You can see the distant object. Hypermetropia means far-sightedness. You can see the distant object. Now, what could happen in this case? Actually, for example, this is an eye lens. This is an eye lens, and this is the screen. Here, retina. Okay, and this is a distant object. So here, the image is formed here on the retina. But if the object is nearer to you, okay, nearer objects, okay. So if you want to see the nearer object, then what would happen? This eye lens should increase its focal length. So it decreases focal length. It should become thinner so that it should curve or bend this ray. But if it suppose if it loses its ability if it loses its ability, the ciliary muscles are not working properly, or if it loses its ability of shrinking or for adjusting its focal length, what is going to happen here is now, then in this case, it does not have much bending capacity, so it will not bend much and the image will be formed behind the retina. Okay, for example, it can bend this much amount. Okay, So if the light is coming from here, then it can bend like this. If the lights are parallel, then it can bend it to this some amount. But if the light is coming already from the curved portion, or light is coming like this, so it can bend only a small amount, and this result in the formation of image behind this, behind the retina. Okay, so object can means the far object can be seen, but the near object can't be seen. Got it? You understood? Let me explain you one more time. Let me explain you one more time. For example, if this is a eye lens and it does not have the ability to curve, it loses its ability to curve, or we can say that to increase its focal length. So sorry, to decrease its focal length. Focal length. So let this is a retina and this is an eye lens. Okay. So if the eye lens, if it become thin in size, means a large focal length, means it does not have much power of bending light rays. So that the parallel light is coming, then it can is a small bend of this parallel lines, means from infinity it will be coming like parallels. So it can bend a small amount of light and it can make the image on the retina. It can make the image on the retina. But if there is a small object that is nearer to you, so if the light is coming like this way, if the light is coming like this way, so it does not have much power of bending. So it only bends a little bit. So if the light is going like this, so it bend a little bit. If the light is going like this, so it will bend a little bit. And they will meet behind the retina. And the image is not formed at retina. You understood?
Yes, sir.
So how
Yes, sir.
it is possible? This is only possible when we can say that this is only possible when the ciliary muscles or the lens has loses its ability to pressurize it. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the diagram of short-sightedness and hypermetropia. And what is the function that if the eye lens, means if the eyeball becomes too small, maybe a reason, means if the retina come closer, it may be a reason, or the focal length, means focal length of eye lens becomes too long. Or we can say that lens has the ability, loses its ability to adjust its focal length, because we can see the distance object without adjusting the focal length. But in order to see the nearer object, the ciliary muscle need to pressurize the lens and adjust its focal length. So if this is not happening, so we can say that the lens may means the ciliary muscles need to, you understood that ciliary muscle need to pressurize the lens in order to decrease the focal length of the lens to see the nearer object. Okay, so this is the diagram. There is a correction. Okay, now you understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So I will send it to you. That's all for today. We'll meet you in the next class. We will send you the notes. You have to learn from this one. In the next class, what we're going to study? In the next class, we shall study the atmospheric refractions. Okay, that why the stars look